welcome back to another vlog. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. Today is the last day-ish of my 13th week. Actually, technically tomorrow will be the last day. Today is Thursday, April 3rd, and I am spending the day resting. It is the 4th theme that I've had for my 13th week, which has been all about resetting my goals and reflecting and renewing my spirit and then resting. So what is rest? Well, it can mean so many things to so many different people, but for me, it's really just kind of taking a step back, getting off of screens. This whole week has been a little bit of a tech detox. Yes, I have used the computer. It hasn't been completely analog or off of screens, but I'm being very judicious in when I'm using screens and for what purpose. It's not just mindless scrolling. It isn't constantly checking in with my Facebook group. It is really mainly focused on research related things to my Renew Day. If you haven't seen that vlog, I will leave it linked for you. In fact, I'll leave the playlist for the entire 13th week. And I'm just wanting to kind of sit back and rest, read, hang out with the kids. It is a very rainy day. We woke up to rain, which I'm actually a little bit happy about because it was supposed to snow and it didn't. I don't know if it's going to change over. I'm kind of dreading looking at the weather. I don't even want to look at it, actually. But we are just kind of going to be hanging out today. The kids are finishing up homeschool this week, so we have a little bit of homeschool. And then I'm mainly just going to be reading and probably doing a little bit more with the renewal stuff that I was focusing on yesterday, which honestly was a lot of ChatGPT, AI type stuff, different prompts that I wanted to try out, and then kind of after going through those prompts, just reading through that information and figuring out where I might want to go next. I have seen so many really cool prompts relating to goals and home management and just schedules and planning your life and all of that kind of stuff. And it's been a lot of fun to explore for me. And it's not something that I usually take a lot of time to do because I have to be super efficient with my time, and kind of crossing things off of my list is always what I'm doing, and that is one that I don't usually focus on. But this week I'm giving myself permission to do some of those things that I push off because I feel like I don't have the time. I'm taking the time to do them this week. So it's going to be kind of a relaxing day. This vlog will probably be 2 days worth of content because tomorrow is our last day of homeschool and we're planning on going out. I think the weather is supposed to be nice. I'm crossing my fingers. And so we want to go out for breakfast and go to the library and do some other fun things. It is late. It is almost 10 o'clock right now. I was up at 5:30 and I did a little bit of work this morning. I do already have my plan all set for the day, which I actually did last night or around 5 o'clock, and I'm pleased about that. I have my dailies, spend tracking, sorting and filing paperwork, bathrooms, and washing sheets. Those 2 things are typically a Friday task, but because we're going out tomorrow, I'm trying to do them today. Homeschool, walk, read. The rest block is not until this afternoon. And so this morning, my plan is to continue with home management stuff, trying to get all of that stuff done so that tomorrow is a little bit easier and more open for the kids and I to go do some stuff. And it's all rainy today, so not motivated to do much else. So getting the house clean and prepped for Friday and the weekend is probably a good idea. So I have to get breakfast cleaned up and then probably get Lucy started with homeschool. Again, we are starting super late, but that's okay. And then get laundry going and just try and make some progress before I can sit down and relax this afternoon. Okay guys, it is 11:15 and I have been not really resting. I've been doing homeschool stuff and trying to edit a video that needs to go up next week about my goals for the month. And I was thinking back to how I was setting up this 13th week. And originally when I had done my introductory video, which went up at the beginning of March, I had actually filmed it before the flood. And one of the focuses that I said that I wanted to have was resetting my house. And I have not actually really focused on that this week at all. I did do quite a bit of home reset stuff over the weekend before this week started. And so I think that it just kind of left my mind. Part of it was because I have my monthly reset day. The day after my monthly reset is my home project focus day, where I do a lot of the monthly cleaning tasks that I have listed out, that I've gotten from the Passionate Penny Pincher Home Planner. I haven't really sorted the entryway and our bureau out there for seasonal stuff. And that's because it's still been snowing. And so I don't feel like I can put away the winter gear yet until we are fully out of the snow season. And I'm recording this on the 3rd. And last year on the 3rd, we were getting ready to go to Florida. We were driving, and on the 4th, pretty much overnight, the 3rd to the 4th, and then most of the day on the 4th, we had a nor'easter in Maine and got like 2 feet of snow. And we did leave on the 4th in the middle of that nor'easter and drove about 4 hours to go about an hour and a half distance. But I think that's kind of been like preventing me from switching out everything. So I have done some reset stuff, but not as much as I expected. And it may be a little bit later to switch out into spring things, but I haven't really focused as much on the resetting the house. I mean, I feel like the house is relatively clean, partly because we did so much cleaning out of the basement and moving things around and such. So it just feels like things are more put together than they were when I originally filmed that introduction. Anyways, that was just the thought that I had, because as I was evaluating this week and just seeing how things have gone, what changes I might want to make for my next seasonal reset week, 13th week, refresh, quarterly reset. I don't know what I want to call it. I like the 13th week, but every time I Google the 13th week, it brings up pregnancy stuff, and that's just not my priority. So anyways, I think at the beginning of the month when I had filmed that original video, there were a lot of things going on in my home. I was still trying to figure out if I wanted to have a yard sale, which of course now I'm not, because we lost the majority of the stuff from the flood that I had set aside for the yard sale. And we have gone through the kids' clothes and stuff, so things are just feeling a lot better. But anyways, nothing to do with rest, which is the focus of this vlog today. So things are going well. We're just kind of pretty low energy at this point. It's raining still, pouring rain outside, and I'm just kind of moving through the things that I have to get done with like laundry and all of that stuff. So it's been a good start to the day. It's not been the rest block, but that's not going to come until this afternoon. I have to figure out what I'm going to make for lunch. And then I probably will just spend some time reading some of the library books that I have. I want to finish the John Eldredge book. I think that's his name. Yes, Get Your Life Back, which he wrote prior to everything shutting down for COVID. I finished another book that he had written. I might have mentioned this in yesterday's vlog as well. I read the other book that he had written first because it came in first from the library, and that one came out a couple of years ago, and he had written it during COVID. So really interesting kind of thought process around that. It's definitely a Christian living book, kind of spiritual, that kind of stuff. So mindset things, very good. So I want to do that, and then probably just hang out with the kids, and then tomorrow we'll do some more fun stuff outside. Yes. Hi guys. Welcome to day 2 of my rest theme for this 13th week. Yesterday was a really good day. I did a bunch of work-related tasks in the morning, and then I was doing a lot of homeschool stuff, and then in the afternoon I did rest, but I just didn't take the camera out because I know it's not exciting to just watch me sit and read or anything like that. So I spent some time chatting with the kids and just kind of relaxing and hanging out. It was a good day. It was very restful. I did not do any of the cleaning tasks on my list, and that's going to catch up with me this weekend, and we have plans. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Today we are going to go out to breakfast and the library, and then this afternoon we will just be doing more restful things. The kids have a little bit of homeschool to finish up on today. It is our screen-free day, so we definitely are not on screens, and so it is a good day to just go out and go to the library and have some coffee and stuff. Well, I will have coffee. It'll be nice to sort of get out. It's supposed to be, I think, 55 today, so it would be really good if we could get out for a walk this afternoon, as long as it doesn't start raining, and it is quite cloudy, so we'll see. But the plan for today is, again, rest, and rest is something that I have been focusing on a lot lately, really since last year. I got caught up having shingles again last spring, which I've mentioned a couple of times recently, and it kind of made me think, okay, I need to make some changes. And it's really hard to make those changes because I like to stay busy and I like to do a lot of things. I'm constantly working in my home. I do online work, I homeschool the kids, and so it seems like things are quite busy a lot of the time, and that can be stressful. And this past quarter, this whole first quarter of 2025 has been extremely stressful, with everybody being sick and then the flood and still trying to figure that out. I mean, that's going to be a much longer term stress inducing topic, I think, but taking time to rest does not mean you're not being productive. It is still productivity. It is still making progress, because you need to re-energize yourself. You can't constantly be going from an empty bowl. And so that's my focus. And I have reevaluated a lot over the past year on what I find value in, what I'm not going to spend as much time on. Number one is social media. I have never been like a huge social media person anyways. If you've ever read Gretchen Rubin's 4 Tendencies, my tendency is the rebel tendency. And so whenever somebody says, oh, you should do something, I decide that it's not for me before I even try it. So social media is not something that I'm all that focused on. I do waste time on it. I definitely do. But for the purpose of my online content creation, I have taken a big step back from more short form content. I've never been huge on short form content like Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts or any of that stuff. I've never joined TikTok, but even posting on Facebook or Twitter or posting pictures on Instagram, it's just not, I don't find as much value in it as I do long form content, which is why my vlogs are 20 to 30 minutes instead of the prescribed 8 minutes that they ought to be for the algorithm. That's why I sit down and do really long, chatty plan with me's and write 3,000 word blog posts because I find a lot of value for myself in long form content. And so that's what I like to spend time on. Anyways, that taking a lot of the short form content requirements off of my plate, or just removing them from what I'm planning to do, actually saves quite a bit of time, because when you do any sort of short form content, then inevitably you get distracted and want to see what else is going on. And that's the problem. It's not just scheduling out some images or reels or any like short clips from videos that I've done. It's the fact that once I go in there, I'm like, oh, what else is going on? And then you end up wasting time, and that's not what I want to do. I do have certain parts of the day when I can just totally check out for 20, 30 minutes and just look at stuff, but I'm finding less value in that. And especially what I mentioned in my last vlog, the Renew vlog that was earlier this week, about a few times now I have seen quotes from different people or talking from different people about not focusing so much on the problems of the world. And I don't want to sound weird about that. I do find a lot of value in understanding what's going on in the world, but we weren't created to take on the weight of the world. We were created to live in small communities, so considering that and remembering that is something that I've been thinking a lot more about lately. And how can I make not my world smaller, but kind of like I go back and forth on whether I want to say make my world smaller. So I'm just looking, in my local community and local issues and things like that, and making the world bigger, meaning I'm not as tapped into all of the other things. So we are going to get going for breakfast. You ready? Yeah. We're all wearing various shades of green today, so that's fun. And I will take you along to show you how our rest day goes. Who didn't record any footage when we were out? That would be me. I did record a little bit of our meals, and they do this Korean garlic chili scramble that is to die for. It is so good, and I get that every single time. They have homemade sourdough bread and like roasted potatoes, and so good. All of their food is delicious, but we had a great time going out to breakfast and then going to the library. I got a couple of new books. I got this Stanley Tucci new book called What I Ate in 1 Year. I have his other book, Taste, which my sister-in-law gave me a few years ago for Christmas, and really enjoyed that book, so I'm kind of interested to read this. I know probably not everybody's cup of tea, but I love to hear what other people eat. And then I got this book by Rebecca Yarros. I've mainly read her Fourth Wing series. I have read one of her contemporaries, which I cannot remember the title. If I think of it, I will put it right here. And it was really sad, but really good. And so I don't know what this book is about. I think this one recently came out, maybe before Fourth Wing, before Onyx Storm rather. And so I'm looking forward to reading this. We'll give it a try. I kind of have to be in a certain mood for contemporary romance. We'll see, but those are the two books that I got. Emma got a Greek mythology book for research for a book idea that she has. Lucy got a paper crafts book and a knitting book because she's trying to come up with some business ideas of things that she can sell this summer. And we thought maybe like some cup cozies or maybe like some barrettes or something like that. So I got her a couple of craft books, and yeah, I didn't do any, I can't believe I didn't do any footage when we were out. It is beautiful out. It's a little windy. I'm hoping that we can go for a walk, maybe after lunch. It's 11 o'clock. I don't think anybody's actually hungry at this point. I certainly am not. I wish I had gotten an iced coffee to go, but I didn't. Like, they have the best cold brew. So good. And so I probably will make myself an iced latte later, but I have one video that I would like to film today. It's kind of a preview of this week, and obviously all of the daily vlogs are up now, but that weekly preview vlog is kind of just like an introduction to what I was considering for this week and how it kind of turned out day by day. And I think it'll be fun to record. I have a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about, so I'm going to do that. And I haven't done a plan for today. I'm doing a week of daily plans this week, and I just have not planned anything. But so far it has been quite restful. The kids and I are just hanging out reading right now, and I kind of want to start Sunrise on the Reaping because I keep going on Instagram and other social media and seeing spoiler type things, and so I want to read that book before it gets spoiled, because I hate that. I hate when I'm going online and I see things by accident, not that I'm seeking them out, but that they just pop up because that's the algorithm that I have. So anyways, so I'm going to film the video, and then probably most of the day is going to be spent reading, hopefully getting out for a walk, and I have some laundry to do. So that's not restful, but it still needs to be done. Okay, it is 1:15 and I filmed my vlog video, my preview vlog for the 13th week, which I'm happy about. I think that it turned out okay. It's already up if you want to watch it, so you certainly can. I will leave it linked if you are interested. But now we are going to go for a walk. I changed my sweatshirt because it is quite windy. It's 55 degrees, but it is very windy. And that means that I'm probably going to get cold. And I pulled my hair back because also that will just be blowing all over the place. But we're gonna try and do maybe 2 or 3 miles and just around the neighborhood and then come back. I'm still stuffed from breakfast, which was a little bit late. It was closer to 10 when we ate, so 9:30, quarter 10, and so I am not hungry at all, but the walk will be nice and just kind of hanging out. Hopefully going to read a little bit this afternoon, those books that I shared earlier that I got from the library. But I love walking with the kids. They are very funny. We can all move at a brisk pace, which I'm definitely going to want to do, especially with the wind. I'm not a fan of the wind. It's so windy out right now, and I mean it's nice because it's kind of warm, but gosh, it is very windy. Okay guys, I think I'm going to wrap up this vlog here. We just got back from our walk. It is beautiful out. It is very windy. It was pretty cold to start, and then we got to another part of our neighborhood that there was no wind and it was just really hot with the sun, which I'm not going to complain about at all because it's supposed to snow tomorrow. So this afternoon, it's about 2:30. I think that I plan to just sit and read all of those library books that are over here, as well as the 2 books that I got today at the library. I won't read them all. I will figure out which one I want to read and then start reading. I'm such a mood reader. It will most likely be one of the fiction books, and I plan to just sit and drink some tea and read and enjoy the rest of this rest day, this screen-free day that we have. I hope that you've enjoyed this peek into my 13th week and how I have kind of set up this seasonal refresh system. It's a new system that I'm trying out, which I've said before, and I feel like it has been a great success, and I am excited to see the changes that I end up making at the end of May, beginning of June for my next 13th week. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like more help and encouragement around home and homeschooling goals, I would love for you to come check out my membership community. Again, I do have that whole workshop over there of the 13th week, as well as monthly resets, which I've been focusing on a lot over the past couple of months. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.